everyone, I'm going to be reading chapter 16 of Gangsta Granny. Chapter 16. N-O spells no. No! Shouted Granny as her hearing aid began whistling furiously. Yes! Shouted Ben. No! Yes! No! Yes! No! Yes! This went on for a few minutes, but to save paper, and therefore trees, and therefore the forest, and therefore the environment, and therefore the world, I've tried to keep it short. There's absolutely no way I'm letting a boy your age come on a heist with me, especially not to steal the crown jewels. And most important of all, it's impossible. It can't be done, exclaimed Granny. There must be a way, pleaded Ben. Ben, I said no. That is final. But no buts, men. No. N-O spells no. Ben was bitterly disappointed, but the lady was not returning. I'd better go then, he said despondently. Granny looked a little downcast too. Yes, dear, you better. Your mummy and daddy will be getting very worried about you. They won't be. Ben, home, now. Ben was sad to see that Granny was becoming like one of the boring grown-ups again, just when she started to become interesting. Still, he did what she said. Apart from anything else, he didn't want to make his parents suspicious, so he raced home and climbed up the drain pipe to his bedroom window before rushing downstairs to the living room. Unsurprisingly, though, Mum and Dad hadn't been worried about where Ben was at all. They'd been too busy planning their son's rise to dancing superstardom to even notice that he was gone. Ben had been calling and calling for Dad to listen to him, but they never understood. Dad, on the other hand, was calling the National Under-12 Dance Competition hotline until he finally got through and secured his son a place. Mum was right. The competition was at a town hall in just a couple of weeks' time. There was no time to lose, so Mum had been working every moment on her son's love bomb outfit. "How's the rehearsals going, boy?" asked Dad. "You look like you've worked up quite a sweat." "Fine, thank you, Dad," lied Ben. "I think I'm getting something really spectacular together for the big night." Ben cursed his runaway mouth. Something spectacular? He'd be lucky if he didn't fall over and knock himself out. "Well, we can't wait to see it. Not long to go," said Mum, looking even more excited from her sewing machine as she sticked a row of hundreds of sparkling red hearts down the side of lycra trousers. "I kind of like to practice on my own for now, Mum, you know," Ben gulped nervously. "Until, you know, I'm completely ready to show you." Yes, we understand," said Mum. Ben sighed with relief. He'd bought himself a bit more time, but only a little bit. In a couple of weeks, Ben was going to have to perform a solo dance routine for the whole town. He sat on his bed and reached underneath for his stash of plumbing weeklies. Flicking through the issues from a previous year, he saw it contained a feature enlisted a short history of plumbing that focused on some of London's oldest sewage pipes. Ben frantically turned the pages to find it. Eureka! There it was. Hundreds of years ago, the River Thames, on the bank of which the Tower of London is situated, had once been an open sewer. Technically speaking, that means there was a lot of wee and poo in it. Buildings along the riverside simply had big pipes leading from their toilets straight into the river. The magazine, where detailed history diagrams of various famous buildings in London showed where their sewage pipes connected to the river. And Ben's finger ran down the article. Yes, a chart of the sewer pipes at the Tower of London. This could be the key to stealing the crown jewels. One pipe was nearly a metre wide, big enough for a child to swim up, and maybe big enough for a little old lady too. The article also said that when plumbing systems were modernised and proper sewers installed, a lot of the old pipes were simply left where they were because it was simpler than digging them up. Ben had spun the thought about what this would mean. It was possible, just possible, that there was still a huge pipe leading from the Thames into the Tower of London, and that most people, apart from very keen plumbing enthusiasts, had forgotten that it was there. Ben wouldn't have known himself if he hadn't been a long-time subscriber to Plumbing Weekly. He and Granny could swim up the pipe and get into the tower. Mum and Dad were wrong, he thought. Plumbing can be exciting. Of course it was a sewage pipe, which wasn't ideal, but any poo and wee in there would be hundreds of years old. Ben didn't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing. But at the moment, all he heard was a creak in the floorboards and his bedroom door flew open. His mum burst in holding a piece of lycra that looked ominously like his love bomb outfit. Ben quickly concealed the magazine under his bed, which made him look incredibly guilty. I was just going to get you to try this on, said Mum. Oh yes, said Ben, as he sat in his bed awkwardly, his heels pushing his magazine out of his mum's prying eyes. What's that? She said. What did you hide when I came in there? What sort of magazine is that? No, said Ben, swallowing his guilt and looked way worse than it was. It looked like he was hiding something he shouldn't have. It's nothing to be ashamed of, Ben. I think it's healthy that you're thinking about different things. Oh no, thought Ben. Mum's going to start talking to me about girlfriends and things like that. There's nothing embarrassing about being interested in girls, Ben. Yes, there is. Girls are gross. No, Ben. It's the most natural thing in the world. She's just not stopping. The dinner is nearly ready, love, came a shout from downstairs. What are you doing up there? I'm talking to Ben about girls, Mum shouted back. Ben was so red that he opened his mouth wide enough, which might have been mistaken for a postbox. What? Cried Dad. Girls, shouted Mum. I'm talking to our son about girls. Oh, right, said Dad. I'll turn the oven off. So, Ben, if you ever need to bring, it was Mum's mobile phone going off in her pocket. Sorry, dear, she said, placing the handset to her ear. Gail, can I call you back? I'm talking to Ben about girls. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye. She hung up the phone and turned to Ben. Sorry, where was I? Oh, yes, if you ever need to have a little chat with me about girls, then please do so. You can trust me to be very discreet. That's the end of chapter 16. I hope you enjoyed listening. Bye.